Hey everyone, I'm Cary Kolat here, 2000 Olympian, two-time world medalist, two-time NCAA champion. This first move I'm going to show is down on the mat is my one-arm gut wrench. I saw this move watching video when I was part of Team Foxcatcher. We had probably one of the best libraries in the country. I saw an Iranian, I can't remember his name, but I would go back in that room and just watch. And eventually I found this transition that he did from a takedown, and it worked nice with my style. And I watched it and thought I could do it. A lot of times I'd find it from my high crotch, I'd find it from my double leg, and I would find it from when guys would bail out of those shots. So hopefully it helps you. The first thing I would look for is how to get my hands under a guy. The higher level of the guy, I mean, gut wrench is something some of those guys in Europe learn from the time they're 5 years old and they start. So they're real heavy in the midsection. And I learned a good little trick from Bruce Burnett on how to get my hands under when I'm looking for my one-arm gut or just a regular gut. It's easier to pick the guy's leg up than it is to pick up his midsection. So, without taking too much weight off the guy, because a guy can still come up on you if he wants, so I keep some chest weight on him, but I would transition inside with this first hand. And then the first thing is, it's a process. I'm gonna lift. And when I lift, that second hand's gonna go high in the crotch, so I lift the heavy guy up here. Now I got this inside hand under. And then I'm gonna lift the second time to get this hand deeper. Here. And then finally, that lift is here. It would allow me to get that deep one-arm tight waist, because I can't be in the middle on this. I have to be deep across the body. And so you saw the steps to get there, but again, you're wrestling a world champion or a medalist or somebody that's competed at that level. It's hard to just get underneath them. So it's inside lift, gets a hand under. Then a lift again, a little deeper. Then that final climb where I could start working my hands up the body to get to that one-arm gut position. So I got my hand under that one-arm deep waist. So here's the pattern of the drive. One, I'm going to use a trap arm gut to set this up. And if I do get the trap arm gut, great, I'm going to take it. But I'm anticipating this guy is going to fill it and not give it to me. And then the drive is specifically like a point A, point B, and that being my body is on this side here. And so I want to drive from this hip to that opposite shoulder. And what I'm hoping is going to happen here, what I anticipate is going to happen, is that my partner is going to feel that drive and he's going to turn this hip down as I try to trap and block this arm. When that position and that angle happens, I'm going to continue the drive, and what it's going to do is, and he's going to work with me, so you can see it, is it's going to cause that drive, it's going to cause his hips to come up. So the one thing about this gut that makes it effective, he's already fighting to the side you want to go to. I'm already anticipating that I'm going to transfer and change direction. And he's trying to go to his right because I'm forcing him to his left. You still have to drive on your feet. Every gut wrench is about going to the guy's head and trying to get a back arch in there. But this one really works basically off the momentum, but you keep your drive and your footwork in there. So here, drive, lift, change direction, and getting through. So the last part to tie all this in together, we've got our drive, we've got the angle, we got the lift. It's got to be a quick transition. When I transition, I don't try to find my hands. It takes too long to find a lock here. So when that hand that's blocking the bicep comes through, I'm taking whatever I can get on my forearm. And then the key part is the gut wrench. It's tight, and me punching that bottom knee under. So if I drive Mason up, and we're in the air, now that transition, my knee gets under, and now I start arching and taking him through. So, based on the way I used to attack my high C's and doubles, I find myself in that one-arm gut. Now a guy's gonna bail out because he doesn't want to give up 4. Our day was giving up 3. So if I were to transition to my high crotch here, and I make my change off, right? If he doesn't bail, he's going to his back for 3, so you're gonna have that natural fight. This bottom hand just catches him. So as Mason starts to bail out in that drive, you'll see my hand is right up underneath him, ready for that one arm trap gut. So, one arm gut, climbing the leg, guy gets heavy. Inside, hand, lift, lift, deep on the gut. Then you got your drive, opposite hip, opposite shoulder. And don't forget to drill your trap arm in. Because your trap arm, if I'm going for that, and I get it, match is over. But I gotta have that pressure and intent to get it. That way, if there is that fight and those hips come up, then find your forearm, knee punches under, arch and drive.